John Carlson. Do you like the DJ voice?
That is nice.
John Carlson here at ThoughtSpot 2025. No, I'm just kidding around. Sunday. It's not even Sunday. It's Saturday when we're recording this. How are you, John? It's nice to see you.
I'm great. Todd, thanks for having me.
You are very welcome. So we're here at ThoughtSpot 2025 in the Outcomes booth. You're part of the Outcomes team. Tell our listeners a little bit about your background and why do you like pharmacy? What is it about pharmacy that you're in this industry?
No, it's been a passion of mine. I've been in healthcare IT for 20 years.
Okay.
And I came over to pharmacy because of the impact that independent pharmacies have for a population. And they are often underserved, undersupported, and it's one of the reasons I came to Outcomes is the ability to provide support, tools, resources to help them thrive, which supports the community in which they live. So it's just it's a passion play for me, and I get the joy of helping them understand new technology that comes out, new resources that they can use to help them grow and optimize their business.
So one of those resources is a component of the Outcomes family, which is called PillCount, and it's a whole system. And we're kind of featuring that today because are you a program manager? Or are you like overseeing the division? But there's something very special about this program, and want you to share that with our listeners.
No, so PillCount is a newer technology in the Outcomes family. I get to help pharmacies, integrate new technology into their workflow to reduce labor costs, to increase safety and security. So PillCount is a standalone agnostic platform to use digital technology to count medications,
okay.
Right? So when we look at how do you make sure that pharmacies are operating at peak efficiency, we give them this tool of PillCount, which is built on an iPad Pro technology.
Mm-hmm.
It's cloud-based, so it's super intuitive, super easy to use, and it allows technicians in a pharmacy to quickly and accurately count medications. Great for patient safety. It's great for workflow inside the pharmacy. And because we can integrate with lots of different pharmacy systems, we provide a level of optimization in these pharmacies that just makes them hum.
So I think of been in thousands of independent community pharmacies over the years. So have you, and even long-term care pharmacies. And when I think of our square footage, some pharmacies 1,200 square feet, some gargantuan pharmacies 6,000 square feet, which is great. But talk to me about the footprint of the PillCount system and how that fits into workflow.
No, and that's one of the great attributes of this solution. So one, from a cost standpoint, it's about a third of the cost of most traditional pill counting technologies out there.
Okay.
So we wanted to build something that was cost effective, but then you hit on the footprint. So it's about half the size of a traditional pill count setup.
Okay.
And for some of my smaller stores, they love the ability to deploy it somewhere on a tight bench that they don't have the ability for other technology. So small footprint, but powerful attributes to allow them to be more efficient in the store.
All right. So how does that play into workflow? What are you teaching? How are you teaching the tech? How are you teaching the pharmacist to put the pill count into what stage of dispensing?
No, it's a great question. So after the data entry, a prescription label is generated. That kicks off the ability to engage pill count.
Okay.
Scanning a label, then verifying a stock bottle, so the NDC, so we've got that safety component built in. And then we allow the technician or the pharmacist to just simply pour the pills on the tray, and in nanoseconds, it counts those pills. Even translucent pills. So that's kind of unique to the industry. PillCount will allow you to count Tessalon pearls or Advil or vitamin D. And a lot of other solutions struggle with translucent pills. PillCount does a really, really nice job at that. It's like 99.95% accuracy on the pill counting process.
Talk to me about the technology, because it sounds like there's high definition cameras involved in, looking and counting and being able to quickly get information, get data back to the system, back to the pharmacy management system.
Yeah, so it's built on the backbone of the Apple ecosystem. So we utilize an iPad Pro, and with a special kiosk that we have built with a downward-facing camera. So not only are you getting the stability and the intuitiveness of an Apple product, but now you're getting that interface back to the pharmacy management system with information. Computer RX, RX30R platforms, this information transfers over to final verification.
Okay.
So again, now we're talking about how do you ensure safety, but how do you quickly, work that into your workflow so that the pharmacies are spending less time counting and more time working with patients on clinical services, on MTMs and things that can deliver better health, but also generate more revenue for the pharmacies.
Absolutely. There are listeners listening right now, John, who are like, okay, I'm looking for a pill counting system. I'd like to reach out and learn more, maybe even talk to you. What's a good way to reach out to you and get a hold of someone at your division so that we can talk more about PillCount?
No, the easiest way to get in touch with our group is outcomes.com. And we've got a number of product pages on the website. Simply fill out the information.
Okay.
I've got a team of folks that will reach out typically within 24 hours and just understand the needs of the pharmacy, what they're looking to do. It can't be for everybody, but for the folks that have a need and understand they want to optimize their workflow, let's have a quick talk about it. We'll show you the solution. We'll see if it makes sense for the pharmacy, and it's a really easy process to go through.
John, thank you so much for spending time with me at this podcast series, reviewing different things that Outcomes are bringing to the table. Thanks for being part of ThoughtSpot 2025.
No, pleasure to be here, Todd. Thanks for a chance to sit down and talk.
Good job. Hey, ThoughtSpot 2025. I want to give a shout out to Scott Bruner. He's been a contact of mine for years, and we're actually the veterans now, Scott. I don't know if I want to. Do you want to be called a veteran?
That's fair enough. Yeah.
Maybe a subject matter expert or something.
I'll take that. Yeah. Right.
All right. So when I think of the plight and the struggles of our independent community pharmacies, I always think, how can we make more money at providing services that we know are needed in our communities? And one of that is going back to the very beginning times of pharmacy, which was compounding.
Yeah.
Pharmacists took ingredients and ground it up with the ball and pestle and literally made custom compounds for their patients and their people because they knew them. They knew them by name. They knew what they were going through. A lot of that hasn't changed. What has changed is the attack on compounding. And your organization, APC, is leading to keep compounding relevant, to keep it out there, and how important it is because of that customization. So introduce yourself to listeners just in case they don't know you. I'm not sure how you wouldn't know Scott Bruner, but nonetheless, introduce yourself and talk to us a little bit about APC.
Yeah, we're the Trade Association for Pharmacy Compounding. So APC has been around for about 35 years. We represent about 600 small business compounding pharmacies. Those are certainly hybrid, doing traditional retail dispensing and some amount of compounding. And then we also have compounding only pharmacies and probably a dozen or so 503B outsourcing facilities. We represent about 5,700 individuals, and we're the advocacy organization for compounding. You are right. We are in an interesting period of time. We are on the tail end, I guess, of what has really been an extraordinary 3.5 year period in which compounding pharmacies have stepped up and provided Americans access to a wonder drug, semaglutide, tirzepatide, at a time when the drug makers could not. And compounding pharmacies have done that at a price point and with a record of safety that price point that patients can afford,
Mhm.
and a record of safety that's very much in line with that for the FDA approved drugs. And so a lot of attention has been paid to compounding lately. The drug makers continue to disparage us, unfortunately, and conflate compounding with illicit activity and all that. That's a bunch of nonsense. Compounding pharmacies, state licensed compounding pharmacies, operate within a rigorous compliance framework under the standards of the U.S. Pharmacopoeia, which are appropriate for preparing a drug for an N of 1, for an individual patient. The interesting thing we're seeing is that more pharmacies are beginning to look to compounding. They've been doing traditional retail dispensing. They're at war with the PBMs. Their reimbursements are upside down. Well, compounding is generally a cash-only business. So we have members, I was speaking with one a couple of months ago, who basically said compounding is subsidizing his ability to do traditional retail dispensing because he's so upside down on the traditional dispensing side, but compounding provides cash flow that can support that other part of his business.
Yep. So talk to us about being here at ThoughtSpot 2025. I do see other organizations that are focused on compounding, which has made me excited. But it really was awesome when I ran into you guys and saw that you guys are here too.
Yeah, this is a first for us. We attended one of the big wholesaler shows last year, and then we're fortunate to be invited to all three. We see this as a recruiting opportunity. As I say, we already represent somewhere north of 600 pharmacies. There are more compounding pharmacies out there, and I would make the argument that being a member of our organization and having employees who are members of our organization mean you are going to have a much better informed team, and a better informed team is going to be able to comply with not only state law, but the standards of FDA and the U.S. Pharmacopoeia. So that's our value proposition, and we're here thanks to Cencora, but we want to recruit. We want members who are compounding compliantly and with high ethics.
That's awesome. Scott, please give us a place that we can all go to learn more about the Alliance for Pharmacy Compounding.
Yeah, our website, first of all, compounding.com. That's really more a consumer-facing site, a patient-facing site, but you'll find plenty there, compounding.com. The APC website is A4, the number 4, A4PC.org. And you'll find plenty of information about what we do. You'll find best practice guidance on various aspects of compounding. It's all there on the website.
And am I allowed to say that we are having a podcast that's going to be coming?
Yeah, we're excited. We're about to launch a compounding podcast and working with you guys, and it'll be monthly, and we'll cover a range of policy issues related to compounding. Again, all aimed at keeping compounders compliant.
I love it. Scott, let us know if we can ever do anything for you. Shout out to Scott Bruner and the Alliance for Pharmacy Compounding team. It's good to see you here in Vegas.
We're glad to be here, and thank you for this opportunity.
Good job.